The TPUSA America Fest is an ongoing 4-day show. This is the feed as it was broadcasted. This isn't me. This is how TPUSA's America First live stream VOD was broadcasted officially. This is not a joke. Oh my god. This is real. I'm not joking. This is not my internet. This is actually the VOD TPUSA America Fest. Okay? There we go. God, you know, the sonorous sounds of this musical talent. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Really being brought out right now. It's stylistically designed to be that way. It's supposed to show Biden's America is broken. Ooh, that's based. How cool would it be if it was like Biden's America and it was like this, and then Trump walks out there and instantly everything fixes. Trump's America. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. I can't do this anymore. I'm skipping. What? That was me. It's not me. This is just the feed. Treatments.
We're not even allowed to have a conversation. Thought crimes. Ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, vitamin D, vitamin C, azithromycin, aspirin, monoclonal antibodies, or Regeneron. No, we're not even allowed to talk about that. Instead, 1984. It's a one-size-fits-all policy. Why? Because if you ever talked about early treatments or early intervention, then you might not have been as afraid. You see, tyrants lies on
not me.
Your authoritarians want you to be in a position of fear all.
Oh shit, they're getting to him. The deep state, 1984, they're shutting it down.
We unleash the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent
than has
ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available than in any other place on earth.
Oh
the
shit.
The price for this freedom at times has been high. We have never been unwilling to pay that price.
Oh my god, dude. Hogs are soying so hard right now. The entire audience is just Wojaks. Literally, like, all conservatives want is to be strapped to a theater chair and watch the BioShock Infinite opening. That's all they want. Literally, that's all they care. That's all they want. They don't want health care or jobs or anything. They just... Oh my god, is that Death Grips? I love the juxtaposition between this bass-boosted shit and the whitest man on Earth walking towards a podium in a full suit. Having met him in person, I can confirm that Charlie Kirk is the whitest human being who has ever lived. This slaps the... Yeah, USA, bass-boosted plus reverb. Let's go! He's gonna do the stanky leg.
What we have is a ruling class, people in charge, Bezos, Zuckerberg, plutocrats, that hate you.
Do you want to raise taxes?
They can make as much money off of you as possible.
Bezies.
Go give $100 million to BLM Incorporated.
Do you want to raise taxes?
Get out of here.
He doesn't. Remember the game they play. They will posture at populism when trying to get the support of the citizenry, but they will never step against the real supporters, the moneyed class, the corporate interest, the private, the military-industrial complex. They will never. So they will signal. You know, they'll to be fair. Nazis did the same thing, you know. Nazis talked about how how Nazi Germany was being exploited and torn apart by moneyed interests. You know, they made it about the Jews, of course, but they talked a big game about that. Then Nazi Germany takes power. Did corporations get less powerful? No, they did not. In fact, privatization as a term was invented to describe what they did by turning over to private hands the industry of the state, made it even more corporatist than it was beforehand. And Charlie has no plans whatsoever for meaningfully challenging corporate power.
This was a means to the end for them to try to control your life and your children. And we are not going to let that happen.
They're going to turn into Biden bots.
Against the medical industrial complex, and we're waking up to the measures against us.
Are you going to tax them or nationalize them?
But it's not the only...
Remember when I debated Charlie and he was going off on, like, pharmaceutical giants? And he was like, well, how can you support pharmaceutical giants by having people get medicine? And I was like, dude, I would nationalize the pharmaceutical industry. I would have their CEOs brought for crimes against humanity and have their entire assets seized by the state. Don't talk to me about opposing the fucking pharmaceutical complex.
Virus in America. I think there's actually a more dangerous virus than the Chinese coronavirus.
Wokeism. Wokeism.
The media, that's pretty good, I gotta say. It's hard to
The
disagree
media
with that.
spreads the wokeism.
It's the virus, and there's a lot of different words to describe it. Wokeism, diversity, equity, and...
Oh my god! Oh my god! How does he know? How does he know? How does he know?
We also are suffering under the virus of political correctness.
Crazy.
Now, I'm going to say some things.
I fucking love how they open, because he's such a disingenuous weasel, how you open with these populist talking points. We the people, this isn't political, we're fighting against the elites. And then he's going to spend the real meat of his speech talking about esoteric culture war issues that affect fucking nobody. Here, I care about the American people. Let's talk about Jussie Smollett. Let's talk about wokeism and critical race theory and renaming schools and tearing down society. Yeah, this affects real, ordinary, working day people. And not people who just follow the hate news fucking 24/7.
Only women can become pregnant. That's it. I said it. I know. I know.
So brave! Oh my god! He said it! He said the thing conservatives all believe? Oh!
Men are different than women. I know. It's...
Brave boy! Brave boy! Oh my god!
You need to not care what they call you when you say something that is true.
When you say the N-word, you need to not care when they call you racist for saying the N-word.
You need to not care what they call
What's
you
this, Charlie?
when you say something
What's
that
this?
is true. We
Huh?
live under the tyranny of their social conformity. I might not be invited to the Cool Kids Club. Look around. You're at the coolest kids club in America right now, everybody. Who cares what they have? The point is this, is that everything they are, they accuse us of.
This really has the energy of, like, the misfit kids at the treehouse, you know what I mean? Yeah, we were not allowed at any of the parties today, but look at how much bubblegum we, you know?
9 out of 13 of the original colonies actually had abolished slavery by ratification of the U.S. Constitution.
Why does that matter? He tried to bring this up to me, too. Like, most of the... This is like saying that, like, you're like, hey, you kidnap and rape girls in your house. And you're like, no, I have a rape room. I don't do it in my house. I have my basement. It only happens in my basement. What do you... What? It's not my house. Like, what do you... Like, it's meaningless. What does that mean? That doesn't change anything. What... Why would you? It's still bad. It doesn't. Shuffling it off to part of the country doesn't change the fact that your country has slavery. Conservatism is so cucked, dude. They're literally just celebrating subservience.
Is a byproduct of my own action. You see, gratitude. If a nation.
This is what he taught me too. That schools should teach their children gratitude. What an unimaginably cucked worldview. Yeah, dude. Nothing's better than criticizing the government. And let's literally use government-like-run institutions to teach children to be grateful to the government. What the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit.
Thankful. If a nation has gratitude, then all of a sudden it's harder to have a revolution, isn't it? Do you notice that people don't say thank you as often as they used to? Not just in interpersonal relationships. But also, thank you to the parents that raised you, that allowed you to have the opportunities you have.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Thank you to the organizations or efforts that try to make America a freer place. Or most importantly, thank you to God for giving you life. Because life is really special.
Yeah!
Now, why is that important? As soon as you say thank you, it slows you down and actually makes you a happier person and a less bitter person.
Literally, this is about subservience. He is describing subservience right now. He talked a big game about fighting the elites. Well, Charlie, what's the categorical difference between this gratitude towards God or toward your country? What about gratitude towards the pharmaceutical industry, which is the only reason we have a modern industrialized society? The fact that we understand germ theory, the fact that we take vaccines against polio, smallpox, and other things? What about gratitude towards every institution you don't like? See, that's the thing. He wants selective gratitude, not real gratitude towards people who change your life or your betters or whatever, but gratitude towards institutions that'll keep you quiet. He said it himself. Say thank you to slow you down, so there's less chance of a revolution. You hear it right in his voice. It's not really about being thankful. It's about hamstringing you. It's about keeping you quiet, subservient, so that it's less likely that you'll meaningfully challenge power. He's so blatant with his language. It's so insane that people follow this shit.
The fact that we have consciousness and our ability to breathe is something so beyond even human reason. And the fact you're able to live in a country where you can get...
How low of a bar do you have to set with your politics to try to distract people who follow you by telling them to be thankful for their breath? That's when you know you're offering very, very little. That's when you know you've got nothing to give people. Like, hey, if you all, like, thought to consider how... Imagine, like, any other context where this is acceptable. Like going to a soup kitchen or to a school, and people are like, well, we should take a moment to really reflect on how happy we are that we can breathe. Okay.
And so
if this guy was around back in
advantage
1776, he would have been advocating for gratitude towards the king.
Large families and getting married early and having lots of... Raise your hand if you came to this event alone, not knowing anybody. Raise your hand. Okay. If you are part of a Turning Point
a lot of lonely people out there.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
This music.